Matt Scher here with you on the Cougars Sports Network. We have some technical difficulties, and boy, you've missed a line. It is currently 4-0. Is that one hit in the air? That falls into left field, and an RBI will come across, and that's 5-0 Cougars here in the first inning. I'll have a recap of it upcoming here after the single by Ashton Jones, and this team has batted around as that brings up Ryan Scavars. Scavar stands in. He was hit by the pitch, and there was a wild pitch. Single into center, fly out by Powell, the only out in the inning. And then a walk. And then Max Denny with a fielder's choice getting a run across, and then a 2 RBI single by Swarzynski. Then Bursick Harrington single to right. He's on third base currently. James Michael reach on there by the shortstop. He's on second. And Ashton Jones on first base. See, it's fouled back to the screen 0-1 Scavars, and he does the same thing. It's 0-2 quickly. It's hit by the pitch earlier in this inning. This team batting around on Andy Hunt. Hung for the Collins offensively with a 3-run home run in game number 1 as that one's upstairs, and Scavars has to get out of the way. It's now 1-2. He's trying to shift the body of Scavars here. Scavars, Harrigan, Paolo, BP4, Bobby Porter the fourth. In the 4 slots, that one's a grounder to third, throw over to first, and he got him at first base, but that's going to be an RBI as a run comes across to score in Bursick Harrington. And Scavars is retired for the second out.
Is that 6-3? Is that 5-3, 6-3? Was that 30?
The 5-3 put out, puts 2 down in the inning, and the first pitch misses to Hayden Harrigan. So we're all caught up now at the difficulties out of the way. We're ready to just relax and watch game 2 of a doubleheader between the Waterford Mott Corsairs after senior day, honoring their 4 seniors. Just a swing and a miss by the left-hander Harrigan, and it's 1-1. Thank you for listening to Facebook Live. You can find us by searching on YouTube. You can search us by looking for Lyon East Cougars at Waterford Mott Corsairs game 2. That one's in there for a strike, and it's 1-2 on Harrigan. Hung peers in for the sign. He comes up. The 1-2 on the way. Backhanded. Nicely. By the catcher, Prohl. And the count goes to 2-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, grounded, foul down the first base line. Count stays at 2-2 on Harrigan. Two once more. That's upstairs. Runs it full to 3-2 on Harrigan. Cougars with a 6-0 lead. Fouled back to the screen, and it stays at 3-2. Sun has disappeared with the hazy clouds above the ballpark. Around, I believe, 250 on hand. Packed house today as that one's on the inside corner. Strike three called, and Harrigan is called out on a pitch up and in. And with that, the sign is retired, but not before. 6 runs come to the plate. And now it's Bobby Porter the fourth to go to work against the Waterford Mott Corsairs. Due up for the Corsairs, it will be Hung and Moyet against BP4 on the hill. It's your home for South 90s baseball on the Cougar Sports Network. Bobby Porter the fourth to go to work against this Corsair team, and it's Westmoreland to lead it off in center field. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. Westmoreland hung. Gave up 6 runs in that first inning, and then Moyet, the first 3 hitters, as that one's outside, 1-1. On the Cougar Sports Network, here is the pitch on the way from Porter. It's outside. Going to the backhand was Harrigan, and it's 2-1. Overcast after the sun was earlier in the first game as that one's off the end of the bat, foul on the right side. 2-2. Two on the way from Porter. This one's a breaking ball. It's skied on the infield. Second base side, camping under it.
Get all the way. Get all the way to the bed.
Is Ashton Jones, and he makes the grab out number 1. I'll bring up Andy Hung. Stands in. First high school home run of his career came in game number 1. That one's on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Right over the confines of the ballpark, over that left field wall. So that one misses outside, running the count of 1-1. Porter into the windup, pitch on the way. Fastball's upstairs in the attic, and it moves the count to 2-1. Porter in his windup, the 2-1 on the way. It's upstairs and running the count out of 3-1. Want to give up a one-out base runner here if you're Bobby Porter. Have to come here and attack. Pitching carefully, though, to Hung. Do have a 6-0 lead. Fastball is upstairs, and he walked him. A one-out walk issued, and Hung is aboard with one down on first base. That will bring up Moyet. The one-out opportunity here. Runner on first base. And Porter now to work from the stretch for the first time early in this one. Comes set the offering. Breaking ball. This one is hit in the air to center field. Giving chase is Paolo, and then he makes the grab on the run.
Let's go 3-5.
Fly out to Paolo in the center field, and there is 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring us up Wade. Porter comes set, checking the runner in his peripheral. First pitch on the way, on the outside. Just a home plate umpire up with the right hand, 0-1. We're to get there, Sloan on deck. Pitch on the way. On the outside corner with the breaking ball, and quickly 0-2 on Wade. On that bat, 2 home runs this year. On the right side, righty on righty. Harrigan gets assigned to Porter. The offering on the way. Breaking ball is lifted. Side having room is Denny, and he makes the grab. And with that, the side is retired. So other than a one-out walk, Porter gets onto the base runner with 1 down, and with that, the side retired. So the score after 1, 6-0, Cougars lead it. We'll head to the top of the second when we come back on the South Line East Radio Network. So Paolo to lead it off here in the top of the second inning. Takes one low, 1-0. Eleven men came to the plate for the Cougars in that first inning. She takes that one inside with 6 runs coming to the plate. Leaving it not only on 2 feet as that one lines past Ryan Hilton, and he looks unscathed down there in the third base coach. 2-1. Hung's offering is outside, and it runs the count out of 3-1. into center field, flied out, but working the count here. It's a fastball upstairs, fouls it back out of play, 3-2. Pitch on the way. And he hammers this one into left field. Giving chase is the left fielder. Scores it right at the wall. My goodness. Making the grab out there. And Paulo gave it a ride. Just needed a little bit more wind in his favor. A loud out number one. This one's grounded foul. Side 0-1 on Bobby Porter the fourth. Was walked, came around to score. The third run, 6-run first inning. This one's fouled back into the screen and quickly 0-2 on BP4. Pitch on the way. Outside with the fastball, and wasn't enticing enough for Porter to pull the trigger, and it moves to 1-2. Breaking ball in the dirt, a 57-footer. Evens it up, 2 balls, 2 strikes. To his windup, the 2-2 from Hung. Swing and a miss. Fastball elevated in the zone, and he's shut down by way of the K. Her second strikeout for Hung in this game. That brings up Max Denny with 2 quick outs here. Trying to evade the 1-2-3 inning and get it on to Roy Swarzinski on deck. Fastball upstairs, missed with it. And a take by Denny moves the count to 1-0. On deck Swarzinski, and if we were to get even further in the hole, it's Burzik Harrington. On the inside corner and up with the right hand goes the home plate umpire, and it's 1-1. Hung into his lineup, 1-1. Breaking ball at the letters, and now Denny in a hole, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Have to fight off to keep this inning alive against the Corsairs, and he hung on the mound. Low for a ball, 2-2. Count this inning against Hung. Breaking ball inside, almost clipping the front leg of Denny. It runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. This one's popped up left side. Grab in left field, and with that, the side is retired. Now, I do believe we did have a pitching change that inning. What? A 1-2-3 inning. So reliever comes in of Hung, and with that, the side retired. 3 up, 3 down. We head to the bottom of the second inning. Cougars lead it 6-0.
Get it started.
Austin Sloan to lead it off. He was a new pitcher last inning. Didn't realize until the tail end of the inning, I'd like to think. Darren Powell for catching that one. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Going on the way from Porter. This one's laced into left field, but right there to make the grab is the left fielder, Scavars, and there is one down in the inning. That brings up Skazork. Pitch on the way. First pitch low, missed within 1-0. Zork standing in here against Bobby Porter the fourth. Pitch on the way. This one's laced in the left center field, giving chases power. This one's up against the wall on one hop, rounding first and cruising into second with a one-out double is Skizarek. Puts the Corsairs in business here. An RBI opportunity here for Grant Johnson. Johnson will stand in here against Bobby Porter after the one-out double by Skizarek. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Pearl on deck. Pitch on the way from Porter. Breaking ball on the outer half, pulling the string, and it's 0-2. Porter peers in for the sign from the stretch. Gets the sign from Harrigan. Checks the runner. Breaking ball on the outside corner. Strike three called. And as Ernie Harwell would say, got him called out for excessive window shopping, and there's two down in the inning. That'll bring up Prohl. Trying to strand that one-out double is Porter on the pump. Pitch on the way. Off the outside, missed with it, 1-0. Sapala on deck. Nine-hitter, if they were to extend this inning, it would be Westmoreland after him at the top. He 1-0 from Porter. That's on the outer half. A loop over the first base hat, throw over to first. And he's safe at first base as he grounded the baseball. And that'll go as a base hit into right field. Almost called out. But that puts now runners at the corners. He's almost thrown out from right field. Tells you a little bit of PFPs with Bobby Porter heading over there. And that brings up Sapala. It looks like we have a different hitter up here. As it is Matt Scally. Pick back to first base, sliding back in safely. One ball, one strike, the count on Scally. Yeah. Upstairs, missed with it, and it moves the count out to 2-1. Runners on the corners with two down, and Porter trying to escape the jam to preserve the early shutout here. The bottom of the second inning. Comes set, offering on the way. Just misses off the inside, and now running the count to 3-1. Runners on the corners. A chilly day here in Waterford, Michigan, as that one is hit Back up the middle for a base hit. Coming on to score is Skizzerick. Heading up to second base is Poole. And a RBI single by Matt Scally. And now they will have a courtesy runner for the catcher as Scally now slides into that catcher's spot. That'll bring up now the top in Westmoreland. This one is grounded in the hole. Harris from deep shore, not going to get him. That throws it away. Run will score, moving up to third base. And that puts runners at the corners. And Bursick Harrington with the poor throw over at shortstop, bringing 2 runs home. Bringing 1 run home, excuse me. Scally over at third, and Westmoreland at first, and that brings up Hung. Who was the pitcher in this game just in the first inning. That one's upstairs, throw down to second. That's into center field, and here comes Scally at third. He will score, and now this is a 6-3 ball game. Six to 3, and just like that, the Corsairs back in this one. There's a couple of defensive miscues. And a double have put the Corsairs in a position here to get another run. That one's low, misses with it. And it runs the count out of 3-0 on Hung. Porter peers in for that side. Will come set. Pitch on the way. Side corner, 3-1. Hung was taking all the way on that Porter offering. Pitch on the way. This one is grounded to third. Over to first base, and he got him at first base. 6-3 put out when the side is retired, but not before 3 runs come across. And just like that, this is a 3-run ball game. At the end of 2, the Cougars lead the Corsairs 6-3. 2 up for the Cougars. It will be Bursick Harrington and James Mike. Again, Sloan on the mound. It's your home for Cougar Baseball on the Southline East Sports Network. First pitch misses upstairs. Ball 1 to Swarzinski. This one is at the knees for a strike, 1-1. Swarzinski, Bursick Harrington, and James Michael. This one is popped up. Third base side, and that one's going to find the seats. 1-2 the count. The offering on the way from Sloan. That was a fastball high and outside. 2-2. Two on the way. In the dirt with the breaking ball wasn't enticing enough for Swarzinski, and it runs the count full at 3-2. The windup 3-2 on the way. Inside, and a leadoff walk for Swarzinski. Trying to get some started here for the Cougars as that brings up Logan Bursick-Harrington, a sophomore on this team, first-year varsity player. Wearing the number 19, a former Cougar pitcher, and now Cougar broadcaster Matt Scher. They got a 10 back to first base, nothing doing. First pitch misses low, 1-0. Snow's 1-0. Fastball popped up. Second base, camping under it, makes the grab. And there's one down in the inning. And that'll bring up James Michael. Harrington retired, and James Michael standing in here with one down. Runner on first. Trying to get a couple of insurance runs to get that lead back up to where it was before the previous three-run spurt by the Corsairs in the bottom of the second inning. That's on the outer half for a strike. 1-1 to James Michael.
James.
Sloan peers in for that sign, checks the runner at first, he'll come set. Fastball misses, back pick to first base, but getting back in safely is Swarzinski as it's now 1-1. That one's on the outer half for a strike. 1-2 on James Michael. And to get the runner over, at least get him in scoring position here. There is one down in the inning. Breaking ball at the knees on the inside corner for a strike. And he's set down by way of the K of the looking fashion. Two down, and that brings up Ashton Jones, the 9-hitter.
Come on, Ashton.
Jones stands in here, reached on a single to left, but was stranded on first base in that 11-man inning. First pitch was in there for a strike, 0-1. Hung's 0-1, swing and a miss. Throw down to second and dropping the baseball. That's going to go down as a stolen base. And it's moving up 90 feet with Swarzinski to get in scoring position now with 2 outs in the inning. And they're going to call him out on batter interference. My goodness.
How can he interfere if he swings at the ball?
He was swinging at the ball, but called out on it. An interesting call there, but with that, the side is retired, so no runs come across on no hits,
Not the right call.
no errors, no earned runs, and one man left on base. We head to the home half of inning number 3. And 2 up for the Corsairs. It will be Moyet, Wade, and Sloan. The 4-3-0. Or excuse me, 6-3 the score. The Cougars lead the Corsairs on the Cougar Sports Network, your home for South Line East Baseball. The batter is out on that play. The first pitch is in there for a strike to Moyen. 0-1 the count. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Harrigan, and moves the count to 1-1. Interesting call there to end that inning. They call him out on batter's interference. He was in the box swinging, but may have had a foot out. Two and one the count. Pitch on the way from Bobby Porter's outside and high. 3-1 now. You don't want to have a leadoff walk. That is the known around universally in the baseball world as the kiss of death. No leadoff walks. And low below the knees, and a leadoff walk it is. That brings up Wade now. Nobody on, or no outs. Nobody, or no outs. One man on base.
Let's go, Big D.
Tom Wade stands in here. Popped up, foul territory to Max Denny over at first base last time. Pick up attempt at first base. Nothing doing as Moyet slides back in safely. So broadcast on the Cougars Sports Network, South Line East at Waterford Mott Corsairs. Game number 2. That's the title of the YouTube broadcast. Tell your friends, your family, your loved ones that we're broadcasting, and tune in. Pitch on the way. This one's grounded to short. Flipped to second for one. No, and he still picks it up. And it looked like Moyet stopped running because he thought he was out, but dropped the baseball, so it'll pick it up. That'll go down as a 6-4 putout on the fielder's choice. Reaching on the fielder's choice was Wade. He's now 0 for 2. That brings up Sloan, who lined out to left field last time to begin the second inning. That 3-run second inning, which set the score at 6-3 Cougars. Porter comes set. Pitch on the way. Ball in the dirt. Skirts away from Harrigan up the third base line, but he'll go retrieve it. And Wade not going to advance that 90 feet. Not going to test the arm of Harrigan as it's 1-0. On the inside, a corner for a strike, and that runs the count at 1-1. Skazorik on deck. He was the pitcher that almost had that complete game shutout, was lifted after giving up the run in that 7th inning, in which the 6-1 game number 1. And Cougars trying to split here, and that's a breaking ball in the dirt at 2-1 now. And Sloan. Comes set, pitch on the way. Fastball upstairs in the attic, runs the count of 3-1. Second 3-ball count of the inning for Porter, and that's not going to help you in the efficiency side of things. Ball on the outside corner, and he comes back with that ball with a strike, and it's now 3-2. Full count, runner on first, and one down in the inning. Ball low below the knees in the second walk of the inning. That's going to put runners now at first and second. That'll put up Skazorik. Skazorik standing in. He doubled. It is first and bat. 1-for-1 came around to score the first of those 3 runs. First one's in there for a strike.
You ready, 2-4, barrel up.
Porter comes set, checks the runner at second. Breaking ball is fouled back into the screen. And quickly 0-2 on Skazorik. Grant Johnson on deck. Pitch on the way. low for a ball, 1-2. Try to maybe catch the bottom of the zone there, at least trying to get him swinging, but couldn't get him to pull the trigger or wasn't convincing enough for the umpire to bring him up. A little too low. Breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 3 called, and the second out of the inning.
That wasn't you 2-4. That wasn't it.
Porter's second strikeout, 2 down in the inning. Gazorek didn't like the call, but nonetheless, that puts 2 outs now. Runners on first and second for Grant Johnson. He was sent down by way of the K and caught looking on that strikeout. Anthony's for a strike, 0-1. Porter comes set. 0-1. This one is grounded through the hole on the left side. They're going to hold Wade at third, and now the bases are loaded with 2 outs. Or a pinch hitter, I believe. So another guy now batting in place of Scally. Get you that number. So it's Ryan Wilson. First pitch in a Wilson called for a strike, 0-1. One and one the count on Wilson. Heading for Prohl as Porter comes set. That's a pop-up. Third base side. Aragon ranging over, makes a grab, and with that, the side is retired. So no runs come across. A bit of a scare, though, leaving the bases loaded. And just one hit in that inning. And that puts us at the end of the third inning. They score 6-3. The Cougars lead the Corsairs on the South Lyon East Cougars Sports Network. Due up for South Lyon East it will be Scavars, Harrigan, and Paulo. We come back on the South Lyon East Sports Network. Standing in, it'll be Scavars, and the first pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1. We left off with Ashton Jones as he was called out on the batter's interference. That one's outside, missing with it, 1-1. Cougars trying to take the second game and split the series in one apiece. Grounded to short. Over to first base, and Scavars is out in a couple of steps. And one down in the inning. And that will bring up Hayden Harrigan. 2 was set down away the K of the looking fashion of first inning, but earlier in that inning, he also had a single to center field to score the second run for the Cougars. He'll look to get something going here against Sloan on the mound. On deck, it's Paulo. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. 1, 2, 3 hitters, Scavaris, Harrigan, and Paulo. And then Bobby Porter the fourth if we were to at least get somebody on this inning. Breaking ball, Harrigan takes it and moves the count to 1-1. One to Harrigan. On the outer half of the plate. Harrigan didn't like it, but it moves the count to 1-2. Harrigan making his debut for the Cougars back in his freshman year on the spring break trip against Orchard Lake St. Mary's. That one's grounded to short. Over to first, and Harrigan is retired. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts, and there's 2 up, 2 down in the inning. Sorry for the camera rocking here. We're kind of on some unstable ground. This is the best view we could get, though. We're happy to share it with you at home. If you're viewing in your living room, don't be driving and watching this, though. Don't promote that stuff here. First pitch on the way, popped up. Right side of the infield, foul territory. Ranging over is Scally, and he makes a grab. And with that, the side is retired. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. A 1-2-3 inning. We head to the home half of the fourth inning. 2 up for the Corsairs. It will be Scally, Westmoreland, Hung. 9-1-2 hitters due up on the Cougars Sports Network. Cougars lead it by the score of 6-3. It's your home for South Line East Baseball. So it's Matt Scally to lead off. Scally, Westmoreland, and Hung. 9-1-2 hitters due up for the Corsairs against Bobby Porter the fourth. His lineup, first pitch on the way. Up and in, 1-0.
Chin music.
The windup, the 1-0 from BP4. Fastball, and this one is hammered into left field. Back at the wall, and that is up against the wall. Cruising into second base with a leadoff double is Scally. And he barely missed from leaving the confines of this one and making this a 6-4 ball game. And I'm sure the Cougars would rather settle with a double and try to strand them than one leaving the ballpark. And that brings up Westmoreland. Porter peers in for the sign as Westmoreland stands in. 0 for 2 in this one. Breaking ball right down the heart of the plate. Drops in for a strike, 0-1. Porter comes set, checks the runner at second in Scally. That's off the inside corner, 1-1. Second game of this doubleheader. Then the Cougars are off until Tuesday when they take on a doubleheader against the Lakers of West Bloomfield High School. That'll be a home contest. This is hammered into left field. That's down the line. A one-hopper against the wall. Rounding third and scoring will be Scally. And trading places, we'll call it that, a double for Westmoreland. 6-4. The Cougars lead the Corsairs.
Let's go, 1-4. Keep it going.
6-4 the score, and that brings out Hung. But before that, Ryan Hilton, the second-year head coach, will have a chat with the infield on the mound with Bobby Porter at the center. So we'll see if it's going to be a change or is it just getting something going on the mound, at least trying to calm down Bobby Porter. I think there was some activity. There were some people over there, and I believe pitcher Josh Scher ended up tripping over there in the bullpen and brought a laugh, some comical, at least some comedy to the fans here on the Cougars side. Just to clarify, they're not laughing at the actual fall. It is the support of the teammates that gave it. So standing in is Hung. No outs, runner on second, one run already in. Breaking ball, backhanded by Harrigan. He was ready to try to back pick at second base. But going back in safely is Westmoreland, and the count is 1-0. Porter's pitch on the way. Upon attempt, this is popped up. Harrigan to make the grab. Looks to second, but retreating is Westmoreland. And a bunt pop-up brings up one down in the inning. And that brings up Moyet, who is 0 for 1. He has a walk and also flied out to center field back in the first inning. Porter peers in for the sign. As Moyet steps out, asks some clarification from the home plate umpire and stands back in. One down in the inning as Porter comes set. First pitch on the way. Fastball is off the end of the bat and hits the facing in front of the Comet faithful in the stands. 0-1. Crucial point here for Bobby Porter. Doesn't get easier from here. You do have weight on deck. This is some power in that bat. Being a two-run ball game right now, he does have 2 home runs this year. So that's a breaking ball on the outer half. And the count goes to 0-2 on Moyet.
You know what to do.
Porter peers in for that sign. Comes set. Harrigan gives him the sign. The offering on the way. Sees Lace back up the middle for a base hit. They're not going to be able to get a run to score. No! A bobble in center field by Apollo, and a run comes home, and it's a 1-run ball game. It's 6-5.
Let's go, 3-5.
So that brings up Dom Wade, who takes a mighty cut and grounds one foul off the facing of the Corsair dugout, 0-1. Wade providing 2 home runs. I believe that's the only 2 by this team entering today until Hung, and he laces one into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit, and Wade represents the go-ahead run for the Corsairs. And now Hilton calling time, and I believe they will have a pitching change upcoming. So we'll have the new pitcher in a moment here on the Cougar Sports Network, your home for South Line East Baseball. A big situation here. The new pitcher, Josh Scher, who, according to his stats, he has been dynamite all year. .84 ERA. He's come in some tight spots this year and gotten them out of the jam. And looking to get them again today. Scher peers in for the sign as it is slow. Tying run on second base. Scher checks the runner at second. Pitch on the way. On the outside corner for a strike, 0-1. Scher been used strictly on the bullpen this year, but has been good with that ERA so far as he comes set, checks the runner at second. Pitch on the way. This one is popped up into short left field. Ranging in and making the grab, and there is now 2 down in the inning. And that'll bring up Skazorek, who has a double and a strikeout looking in this game, and Scher looking to get the final out here. Scher peers in for the sign. Comes in, checks the runner at second. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball drops it in there for a strike, 0-1. So he tells the rubber, peers in for the sign from Harrigan. He comes set, checks the runner at second once, takes a second look, and a third. He'll step off and he'll look the runner back. Scher will once again tow the rubber Piers in for the sign. He comes set, checks the runner, and a pitch. This one is popped up on the infield. Scher, and it's going to fall in as a dive by Denny to throw to the plate, and he is out at the plate. He got him! What a play! And no runs come across the score. A get out of the jam. A little dangerous over on the first base side, but they get out of it. Beat by the score of 6-5. At the end of 4, we head to the top of the 5th. This is your home for Cougar Baseball on the Southline East Sports Network. Well, he gets rewarded as he's gotten it bat at the plate as Scher takes it inside 1-0. Fastball up and in. Cue the violins, a little chin music as this one's fouled back out of play. And it's 1-1 on Scher. A little up out of the zone to chase that one. See 1-1 on the way. Hammers it foul out of play. Watch your lips down there, my goodness, and it's 1-2. A 1-2. Outside and running the count out of 2-2. Scher working the count. On deck, Max Denny, Scher trying to start off the inning. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Hold the string and Scher set down by way of the K for the first out. That'll bring a Max Denny now with one down. Pitch on the way. And that's in there anyway. Tried to check, but it was on the corner, 0-1. Pitch on the way to Denny. That's low. And it's 1-1. Cougars leading by 1 by the score of 6-5. That one's fouled back to the screen at 1-2. It's a tight game here. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, and Denny lays off of it, watches it all the way into the glove, and it runs the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-2 is grounded. Second base over to first, and a 4-3, and there's 2 up, 2 down. And that will bring up Roy Swarzinski. Swarzinski with a walk and a single in this one, 1 for 1. Look to provide a little 2-out magic here for the Cougars. And extend the inning for the man sitting on deck. Burzik Harrington as this one's popped up, foul territory, and lands just to the right of our broadcast booth. 0-1 on Swarzinski. almost had to get the net to try to catch that one out of our booth. The 0 on the way. On the outside corner, and quickly 0-2 on Swarzinski. Sloan making quick work of these Cougar hitters here in the top of the fifth. Upstairs, 1-2. Working quickly, kind of like Mark Burley, the former pitcher for the White Sox. That's outside, blocked by Scally. Didn't have to worry about it, though. Nobody on base. And it runs the count to 2-2. So Nunu's line up the 2-2. This one's popped up, and we'll get out of play. Will be a souvenir for one lucky fan in attendance, and the count stays at 2-2. And Scher here with you at the Cougars Sports Network. Stone's offering on the way. This one's tapped foul. Third base side, and again the count will remain at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Next pitch will be the 7th of the at-bat here between Swarzinski and Sloan. Pitch on the way. On the outside corner, strike 3 called. And with that, the side is retired. No runs on no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. So 1-2-3 inning. We head to the bottom of inning number 5 at due up for the Corsairs. It will be Johnson, Wilson, and Scally. When we return on the Cougar Sports Network, your home for South High East Baseball. Scher back to work here in the bottom of the 5th inning. It was lined up in a 6-5 lead for the Cougars as that's outside for a ball 1-0. The count to Grant Johnson. It was lined up 1-0. Low inside 2-0, and you don't want to walk him to lead off an inning. Scher on the bump here, a senior. He'll be attending University of Michigan after graduation. He's studying mathematical engineering. So that one's on the outside corner for a strike, 2-1. Here's in for that side into the windup with 2-1. Inside 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Lead off the 5th inning. Scher into his lineup, the 3-1. Outside, miss with it, a leadoff walk, and that's not what you want to have if you're Scher on the hill. So that will bring up Wilson to the plate. Wilson last time in a pop-up foul territory for Hayden Harrigan to make the grab behind the plate. So a leadoff base runner here represents the tying run in this contest. Scher comes set. First pitch on the way. Bunt down the first base line. Denny over to first, and your rare 3-4 putout on the sacrifice bunt.
Let's go 1-2.
One down in the inning, and that moves up Johnson to second base, and that brings up Matt Scally here with an RBI opportunity. Well, Josh Scher and the Cougars have other plans. Scher peers in for the sign from Harrigan. He comes set. First pitch on the way. Breaking ball is hit in the air in short right field. That's going to fall in the hole. A little looper, Texas leaguer to right, and that puts runners on the corners with one down. And that will bring up Westmoreland. So that'll bring up Westmoreland. Runners on the corners. Scher peers in for the sign, checking runners at first and third in his peripherals. First pitch on the way. Off the outside, 1-0. Scher peers in for that sign. Comes set. 1-0. And a bunt down the first base line. Looked like they had a suicide squeeze on. And it does not work out as it's foul. Scher tells the rubber, peers in for the sign from Hayden Harrigan. Comes set, checks the runners. 1-1. Fouled back into the screen and quickly 1-2. One ball, two strikes on the hitter Westmoreland. Comes set. 0-1-2. Breaking ball outside and blocked by Harrigan, keeping the runners at bay, and the count goes to 2-2. Carlson, here is the 2-2 on the way to Westmoreland. This one is hit in the air. Left field, and off to the glove of the left fielder. That's going to fall in on the run. One run will score, and we got a tie game. An RBI single by Westmoreland, and we got a tie ball game. Comes in, the offering on the way. Outside, miss with it for a ball. Scher peers in for the sign. Hung, you got to be careful. He has left the ballpark once this day. That's inside 2-0. That one is fouled back out of play. 2-1. Pitch on the way, and this one's grounded through the hole for a base hit. The Corsairs will take the lead. And an RBI single.
Good hustle, Court 5. Good hustle. Let's go, one.
As it's now 7-6, Corsairs lead it. Scher looking leaving too many pitches over the heart of the plate. His last time pitching was 19 days ago back on the first in a loss of 10-1 against Kent. And Hilton now out to talk with him.
Who you broadcast from? Once over to school.
So Boyette will stand in here. Runners on the corners. Pitch on the way. Inside, and he hit him. And that's going to load the bases. And now with the bases loaded, that's going to bring up Wade, who is 1 for 3 in this game. You're sure you're looking for the ground ball here. Corners are in. Pitch from Wade. Upstairs, missed with it, 1-0. Pitch on the way, upstairs, and it moves the count out to 2-0. Comes set, here is Z. 2-0. On the outside corner, back pick, and that's going to get away, and a run will score. Two and one the count. The error moves them up 90 feet, second and third down. Pitch on the way from Scher on the outside, and it's 2-2. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball, grounded. Oh, my goodness, got past the shortstop Berzik. Harrington rounding third and heading for home. Another run will score. That goes down as an error. And just a runner at first now as 2 runs came home to score. Well, 2 errors this inning, in addition to a couple of hits here and a walk, have blown this game in. Big side up for the Corsairs as that one's in there for a strike. So slowing at the dish here. Breaking ball outside, miss with it, 1-1. Comes set. The 1-1. Inside backing Sloan out of there, and it's 2-1. One down in the inning. Runner on first, looking for that ground ball double play. That one is laced off of the glove of Harrington. That's going to be a base hit.
That's the way you want 3.
Just hasn't been.
Hard someplace, buddy.
Couple miscues and off of the glove of Harrington. My goodness. That close to making a grab and a single in the left field. Puts runners on first, second now. Skazorik, the 9th man to come to the plate. Scher peers in for the sign. Come set. On the way, upstairs, missed with it for a ball. Here comes Seth, the 1-0 on the way. She gives him 3 looks over there. The pitch upstairs moves the count out of 2-0. Scher tells the rubber, peers in for that side. The 2-0. Off the inside corner, 3-0.
You ready, 2-4? You got to bring it.
Zorik now with a 3-0. Probably has the green light here. 3-0. And taking all the way as that's on the outer half, 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Peering in for the sign. Scher comes set. He checks the runner at second. Not once, but twice. This one is popped up. Left side. Shortstop ranging over, making the grab in the second out of the inning. And that will bring up Johnson, who led this inning off. 10th man to come to the plate. Led this inning off with a walk. Here comes the first pitch on the way to Grant Johnson. On the outer half of the plate for a strike, 0-1. Here's in for the sign from Harrigan. Will come set. This one is grounded to third. Oh, through the legs of third base. And that is the 3rd error of the inning. This one's grounded back up the middle. Flip to second for 1, and that's going to get him out of it. But not before the Corsairs retake the lead. With 5 runs coming across in that inning. And the Corsairs lead it big. We head to the top of inning number 6. on the Cougars Sports Network. First pitch to Logan Burzik-Harrington as he skies this one. Foul ground into left field and making the grab. And there's one pitch, one out in the inning. That'll bring up James Michael at 7-9. Burzik-Harrington, James Michael, and Ashton Jones. First pitch on the way to Michael is in the dirt, low, 1-0. 10-6 down by 4 the Cougars are. Pitch on the way. It's a little looper in the left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And a one-out single, and that might be what the Cougars need to get back on the board here. As then we'll bring up Ashton Jones. And on deck, the top of the order in Ryan Scavars. So Jones stands in here. Right-hander, and a pickup attempt over to first base by Sloan. Getting back in safely is James Michael without having to slide back in. Said to take a couple of steps outside with the fastball, and looking Michael back to first base. And misses. This one is grounded through the hole for a base hit. Back-to-back singles for the top of the order in Ryan Scavars. 2 on, 1 out. For Scavars now at the top here, and he's got an RBI opportunity with James Michael 180 feet all the way on second base. So it's Scavars, then Harrigan on deck, and then Paulo if we were to get there. First pitch misses, low for a ball, 1-0. Matt Scher here with you of the Cougar Sports Network, bringing you South Line East Baseball all the way out in northern Oakland County in Waterford, Michigan, as that one's low and outside, 2-0. About a 40-minute trip from South Lyon. That one right down the heart of the plate, called for a strike. Getting back in safely at second base is James Michael, and the count is at 2-1. Aiden Harrigan on deck, the catcher for the Cougars, and Scavars looking for his first hit right now. That one's low in the dirt, and now 3-1, a prime opportunity here for the senior and former wide receiver for the Cougars to get a base hit here. playing part of this football team as well for South Lyon East. That one's low, skips away, but doesn't matter. Ball 4. And now the bases are loaded with 1 out for Hayden Harrigan. It's James Michael at third, Ashton Jones at second, and Ryan Scavarson first, and Hayden Harrigan at the plate. But before we get to Hayden Harrigan, a chat will happen 60 feet 6 inches away from where Hayden Harrigan stands on the bump with the Waterford Mott Corsairs coaching staff.
Standing in front of the Waterford, it's not so
A little closer.
And he'll depart after his final words. The home plate umpire out to disperse things, get everybody back to their positions. And the 2 words that we love the most, play ball upcoming. Hayden Harrigan looking for a base hit here to play at least a couple. That one is laced off the glove, not going to fall. And now they're going to get a double play. My goodness, they got him at first. And a triple play. Are you kidding me? A triple play. My goodness.
That's the worst call I've ever seen.
And a triple play.
By far the worst call ever.
And it looked like he dropped the ball at third base, which is the question. And the umpire not going to say anything there. Ryan Hilton with nothing to do. He'll just walk back to the dugout. And with that, the side is retired. So we'll pause. We'll have the home half of the 6th inning after that controversial play at third base. On the Cougar Sports Network, your home for South Lyon East baseball. So new pitcher is Donnie Mifsud on the hill here for the Cougars. They'll be taking on Scally, Westmoreland, and Hung. Pitch on the way. low for a ball 1-0. Donnie Mifsud appearing in for that sign. The pitch on the way. On the outside corner for a strike. A 1-1 is in there for a strike, 1-2. Swing and a miss on the breaking ball. Set them down by way of the K. 1 up, 1 down. And that brings up Westmoreland. 10-6 the score. Corsairs lead it. 10-7, excuse me. Breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike, 0-1.
7. 7.
And a diving play at third base. What a play.
We call Hayden out at first. That's a normal double play. So they run down time.
You want to get back, kid?
Yeah, that was still in the second half of the inning. Who's 1 down? What was it? Yeah, so that's if he's out at first and run doesn't come across.
Pitch on the way on the inside, 0-1. It is actually 10-6 as we got a scoring figured out here. Pitch on the way. Breaking ball just off the inside, and it is 1-1. Donnie Mifsud, a senior as well. He'll be playing at Glen Oaks Community College for the Vikings. And the Michigan Community Colleges Association as that one's up and in, and it runs the count to 2-1. Pitch on the way. This one's hammered into left field. Back at the wall, and this one is off the wall. Rounding first and cruising into second base is Hung. He almost hit another one, but it is a double with 2 outs. They had left the ballpark in game 1 on a Brian Walker fastball on the inside and almost left the ballpark again with that one, a one-hopper off the wall. So standing in now is Moyet. Run around second. It's offering on the way. Breaking ball off the outside, 1-0. Pitch is hit in the air to right field. Backtracking, making the grab, and with that, the side is retired. So just 1 hit in that inning, but no runs, no errors, and 1 man left on base. We head to the top of inning number 7. Last chance for the Cougars. They trail by 4, looking to get to the pitcher, Sloan. When we come back, due up for the Cougars, it will be Mifsud and Denny. It's your home for South Lyon East Cougar Baseball on the Cougar Sports Network. Jack Paulo will step in here, trying to lead the charge in a 4-run rally in which the Cougars needed to play on as that one's upstairs, and it's 1-0. Paulo looking for his first hit in this game. Pitch on the way. Upstairs, and he has to spin the head out of there, and it is 2-0. Pitch on the way. This one's popped up on the infield. Pitch on and making the catch is the pitcher slowing a pop up to the pitcher. One down in the inning, and that brings up Mipsa. Entering game 1 today, he was hitting .304 on the season. And the 1-0 is hit in the air to right field. Back of the wall, and that one is up against the wall. Mifsud will round second with a big turn, but he'll get back to second base. Narrowly missed leaving the ballpark for his first career home run. A double. Everybody was on their feet, and the Cougar faithful on the first base side as they thought it may have had a chance to land in the shrubbery, but it does not. And that brings up Max Denny now with a 1-out double. Pitch on the way to Max Denny, breaking ball on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Base hit. Could make this a 3-run ball game. Swing and a miss. Dandy breaking ball in that one. One that Jim Bryce would call a yellow hammer. To the count. Fastball upstairs, trying to get him to climb the ladder. Well, Denny, not enticing enough for him to pull the trigger. 1-2 the count as Sloan comes set. The offering to Denny. Breaking ball inside, and it runs the count even at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes on Denny. Left-hander at the plate. Playing first base today. Pitch on the way. This one's off the end of the bat. A flare into left field and making the grab in left field for the second out is Skazorek. 2 down, and last chance here, and we got a pinch hitter. It's going to be the sophomore, Anthony Aloisio. The winning pitcher against the captains, Waterford counterparts of the Corsairs and Waterford Kettering. The pitch on the way. Upstairs and bends Aloisio out of there. The Italian stallion digs in. The 1-0 on the way. Low, and it's 2-0. Balls, no strikes. Anthony Aloisio digs back in. On the way. Outside, 3-0. Almost certain that Aloisio would be taking, but never say never with 2 outs. Pitch on the way. Low, and it is a 4-pitch walk. And puts runners now on first and second for Logan Bursick Harrington. LBH about to step into the box. And it's going to be Logan O'Rourke to come in and pinch run for Aloisio. Verzik Harrington comes up to the plate. Verzik Harrington standing in here. Runners on first and second. Down by 4. In the dirt low, 1-0. With 2 outs, Cougars trying to put a rally together and get a couple of runs to stir the pot here. They need 4 to tie to push us to the bottom of the 7th. Pitch on the way. This one is grounded off of the glove of the third baseman. Throw to second, and he's safe. Dropped the baseball, and that's going to go down as a fielder's choice. Bases for James Michael. Represents the tying run at the plate. Pitch on the way from Sloan to James Michael. Breaking ball outside and low, missed with it. Sloan wanted it, but he was outside. Pitch on the way. Right down the heart of the plate. And it moves the count at 1-1. On deck, Ashton Jones. Sloan into the windup. The offering on the way. Outside, 2-1.
Good idea, good idea.
2 balls, 1 strike. On James Michael, as Sloan peers into the side from Scally. To his lineup, the 2-1. On the outside corner, Michael did not like it. But it's 2-2. Having to protect here is James Michael. Sloan peers in for the sign. And here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, and Michael is sent down by way of the K. And with that, the ball game is over. The Corsairs sweep with 6-1 and 10-6 victories over the South Lyon East Cougars. I'd like to thank you for listening in on this YouTube live stream broadcast on the Cougar Sports Network. I'd like to thank parents of Max Denny for allowing us to have the Wi-Fi out here to broadcast to you, the people listening back in your room, hopefully not driving in the car or wherever you're listening to. And I'd like to also thank everybody listening in. Thank you once again. Thank you to the Waterford Mott coaching staff of Colin LeGrand and Ryan Hilton as well. And we'll see you on Tuesday, a doubleheader against West Bloomfield High School. We'll be live on the Cougar Sports Network via the YouTube stream. Thank you for listening. And